It's another great pleasure to come to America to meet you all people here. This one, as I've told you, is a very important country in the field of spirituality. Not because it's a large country or because it is very prosperous, but because, as you know, it is the Vishuddhi in the plant of Virat. Vishuddhi is such an important chakra. It has a very great manifestation also. For example, it has another, you can say, a subsidiary chakra, which we call as Hamsa chakra. And the star, which is influencing this center, or we say the star that resides on which the center is working, is Saturn. And as you know, with Saturn there is another small little Saturn moving. In the same way, with this Vishuddhi chakra, there's another one which is a very important chakra, which we call as Hamsa chakra. We have had a puja of Hamsa chakra in Germany once. And it has acted, I think, because Germans have realized that whatever they have done so far was absolutely inhuman. And I was so happy to see that when I went to Russia, the people who came to give them realization were mostly Germans. It really makes you feel so tender about the whole thing, that the Germans felt it is important. I mean, they were the ones who were attracted to come to Russia, to give realization to Russians. And you must know that the number of Russians killed are the maximum in the world, in this war, by Germans. So the discretion, the divine discretion that manifests through your Hamsa chakra first started in Germany. And now you see how East Germany is entering into German territory, West Germany, and how they are welcoming them, looking after them. And who did was all these things was, see, few Sahajogis who triggered it. So in those countries where there has been tremendous war, problem and the hazards, and they had to go through hell, even Germans had to suffer a lot because of Hitler's misguidance. They have known hardships, they have known sacrifices, they have known all kinds of ordeals they had to go through. But somehow this country has been blessed to such an extent that Americans never realized what is it that is hardship. And the blessings really have spoiled them. Hardships have been in all these countries which we call as Eastern Bloc. And Sahaja Yoga is spreading like wildfire in all these Eastern Bloc countries, where they have been completely under the rule of Russians, we can say, or under the rule of terror. And the same terror has acted in Russia throughout. In that terror, in that fear, it is surprising how this wisdom has grown in all these people, much more than in countries where we have the greatest affluence, the greatest comfort of life. The hardship has taught them, the fear has taught them to be wise. And the best part is the discretion. Now, this being Sri Krishna's country, because he's Kubera, he's the god of wealth. The country is wealthy, no doubt. But the other part of Sri Krishna is completely missing, is the divine discretion. How his divine discretion is shown, even in Mahabharata, is wonderful to see. How he managed the Pandavas to win the war through his divine discretion, because they were dharmic. They were standing in dharma. And how he supported the Pandavas because they were dharmic. But just the opposite is the situation of his America, that America always supports wrong people. And it has no principle of righteousness or principle of its own freedom. For example, to support something like Argentina or Peru, where there's complete dictatorship. I've been there, I know what it is like, at the time when it was under the regime of these people. And that's what has happened to the people of this country. They have no divine discretion at all. And that's why I think all the false gurus have come and settled here, because they know these people have no divine discretion. The Hansa Chakra is so weak here that they cannot see what is dharma and what is adharma. Also, the basic principle on which this country became democratic was that this government is for the people, of the people, by the people. So it has to be people-oriented. But democracy at this stage, without realization, cannot work out. It's obvious. Few people who were cunning, who could make money, became money-oriented. They could advertise better, they could manipulate better than other people who were crooks also, making money like that, through drugs, through other things, by other means. They could come up. They were elected. And they are in charge. So it is not people-oriented, but it is only money-oriented democracy. And maybe if it goes on like this, you'll find we might get some horrible crooks as rulers in this country. Because the one who can make money, the one who has lots of money, by hook or crook, whosoever may be, can win over elections and can become our ruler here. So the democracy that was started or was spelled out by Abraham Lincoln is no more there. It's a money-oriented thing. And it has generated such a bad atmosphere all over the world that in the whole world now, the conservatives, the people who think they are conservatives, who are money-oriented people, who don't care for people at all, are becoming the leaders everywhere. So to be people-oriented, one had to, first of all, understand that you have to have your realization. Otherwise, you do not become a collective being. If you do not become the collective being, you cannot enjoy the beautiful virtue of generosity. And when you do not have that generosity, then you become a person of a very small mind and a small heart. And the crookedness works everywhere. Outside, they are very sweet to talk, but inside don't know what they will do, how they will deceive. In this kind of atmosphere we are. Well, you know, in Russia we have done so well. In Russia, people were just waiting for a mother to come, that's all. They are mother worshippers to begin with. And they were wanting somebody just to love them, every one of them, to tell them about love. Because they felt they were never loved by their government. Here also, nobody is loved. But the pattern of the government there and the pattern of the people are two different ends. The government people are very, you can call them very dominating, extremely strict and exploiting type. But the people are the exploited ones. But here, the pattern of the government is taken over by people. As the government is exploiting people, people are also exploiting each other as much as they can exploit. Very good. After all, money is the end of it. That's why I used to think why in America Sahaja Yoga is failing. All kinds of thugs have come here, they have made lots of money, they all are thrown out, and so many have to be thrown out, is all right. But as far as Sahaja Yoga message is concerned, people cannot absorb it. So now for Sahaja Yogis, it is very important to become really very deep Sahaja Yogis, very, very deep, so that we can trigger better. Even if there are two Sahaja Yogis who are very deep, one can trigger a lot. Like you'll be surprised, in Hungary people were saying in the beginning, Mother, what about Hungary? It should become free. I said, let there be one Sahaja Yogi to come in. Only one fellow came in, absolutely sick, very thin and worn out fellow. I treated him, I cured him. And with love he got nourishment. And within 8 days after his realization, we went back, and after a week, Hungary got its freedom. Though we are few in here, we all have to be very conscious of it, that we are the foundation, and if we fail, we'll fail our country. We have to be very deep sensible Sahaja-yogis. So what problems do we face here? First is, I have told 100 times, that you have to open your heart. That's such an important thing for all Sahaja-yogis, to open their heart. Look into your hearts. What do you want? Not through rationality, but through vibrations. What do you want? You ask yourself, what do I want? Then say a few words. I want money, vibrations won't flow. I want this, that, vibrations won't flow. Then what do you want? I want to be a deep Sahaja-yogi, very deep, so I could save my country. If Americans will go to hell, you will be held responsible for that. Nobody else. You need very few people to trigger it, I tell you. But we still stick on to our past. The problems and problems of America are very different type all the time. First is aggressiveness. What is in aggressiveness? Loving someone, being kind to someone should be so natural, because that is what your spirit is. It loves. It enjoys the love, giving love. So to allow your spirit to manifest, you have to understand its nature. Spirit can never be aggressive, can never dominate. It respects the freedom of another person because it's a free being. So this aggressiveness that we have within us, we have to really challenge it and ask, why are we aggressive? But the understanding about oneself has to be very honest also. Because if you want to justify and if you want to close your eyes to reality, then you cannot improve yourself. And when the depth grows inside you, then it is tremendous. Because this power which is surrounding us, which you know about, which you have felt it, has to flow through a medium which is absolutely clean, egoless, conditionless. But we are so much conditioned. And in this so-called free country, this freedom has conditioned us. It's like a person who is let loose, doesn't know where to go. He bangs his head this side, bangs his head that side, bangs his head that side. And the problems are so funny. Problems which do not exist anywhere exist in this country. You know them very well. With such shocking state that when we think about it, what's going to happen? Where are we going to be? So we are really on a war path in America, I must tell you, for Sahaja Yogis. Really on a war path. Unless and until you take up Sahaja Yoga as your only concern, it's not going to work out. We had problems like somebody has no job, then somebody has this, he's lost something here, then husband-wife's problem and all these nonsensical things. Still people are struggling with that. How many times have you been married in previous lives? Then somebody's wife is dominating, somebody's husband is dominating, such absurd things. Doesn't behove saints. So the quality of Sahajogis in America, unless and until is raised, one cannot trigger anything here. And the first thing that the Sahajogis must have is collectivity. In America. Because America stands for Vishuddhi Chakra, which is manifesting collectivity within us. And if people cannot be collective, then how can you have Sahajoga manifesting here? Impossible. Because that is the greatest quality you have. That's the basic power you have in this country, is the collectivity within you. So you have two basic powers. First is collectivity, and the second one that you have is a divine discretion. Basically given to you these powers. And just the opposite if we go. I've heard about many Sahajogis who avoid company of children, who run away from other people. If they see 3-4 people sitting there, then they can't share the room with them. It's very common. Right? Say now, supposing there's a very small little room, and so many have to sleep in a small little room. It's nice, in a way. It's an experience. Then where do you sleep? You sleep there, you sleep there. How do you manage? You can't go to the bathroom. And it's an event. The life which is smooth is boring. There should be some events in life, you see, like this. But Americans always avoid any such thing which requires an eventful time. Otherwise, if you walk straight forward, you reach some place, open the door and everything is ready-made, you walk into your room, everything electrified, and you just get your seat, you sit on the seat. If you have to get up, the seat pulls you out. Or I went to somebody's house and they said, we have a bed here. I said, what's so special? He said, if you press this button, your legs will come up. You press this button, your head will come up. You turn round. I said, I can do all that myself. I'm not that old or that weak that I can't do it. But you see, the way people are always looking for comfort, and like to have smooth life. And this smoothness has made them so boring. I mean, their life is really boring. And a person who has a boring life cannot have a vision, cannot. Everything is done up now. You go there, everything is first class, there's nothing to worry. Say, you go to a hotel, everything is paid for, nicely kept, it's a very good hotel. But only when in a hotel you are staying and suddenly people tell you, oh, there's going to be an earthquake. You run out with your pajamas and you find yourself in funny companies, and that's what you remember. You may go to various places and live in various comforts and things. You don't remember that. So people now want to do something funny, like they'll do trekking up, doing this and all those funny sort of thing. Because the life is not eventful, they are trying something that is dangerous, that is destroying. But supposing if you had accepted events in life as important, what does it matter? Let's see what happens. For example, if I say now, some people have to go from here to Phoenix and settle down there. Immediately, how will they go and where will be the house, where will they stay, who will pay for it, and every question is such a big questionnaire. Well, yes, we'll go, what's harm? We'll stay anywhere, under a tree, doesn't matter. What's that? After all, monkeys can live there, why can't we? They were our forefathers. But that sort of a comfort-loving temperament is very dangerous. And they feel they are very tired all the time. You see, in American films nowadays, what I see is anybody, even a heroine or a hero, he comes and says, well, perhaps they think too much, they are working hard, or they are doing this. All the time they think. This is Sajogini in London. She's an Indian girl, works very hard, does every stitching, everything she does. She's very happy. There's another one, who is an English one. He's always tired. So I told her, why is he tired? He looks so healthy. Why is he so tired? She said, Mother, he thinks he's working. I think it's Mother who is working because I leave everything at your lotus feet. I am not working. She's working. I'm living at her lotus feet, that's all. And then you don't feel that. Now the quarrel between husband and wife here is mainly how many dishes you have washed, how many dishes I have washed. How much physical work you have done, how much physical work I have done. There's a kind of a competition going on as to all the time weigh what you have done, what I have done. But supposing if you want to do something in such a manner that, let me see, I will surprise my husband by doing everything nicely, let's finish it fast. You will do it very well and you'll never be tired. And when you will see your husband coming home and seeing things done so well, so happy, that joy of doing something to make someone happy, it will completely neutralize all your discomfort or the fatigue that you have. The other way around also, the husband should also feel that, what could I do for her? A small little thing can make her happy. And the divorces here are all the time because of this kind of a nonsensical idea that how much he has done, what I have done, what he has done, all the time weighing it out and making yourself miserable. I travel a lot, as you know. I never feel I'm traveling because I am there with myself. Whether I sit here or travel, it's just the same. But if you think I'm traveling, then you feel, oh God, I'm traveling. But if you just think I'm sitting here in the chair, I'm sitting there in the chair, you don't feel tired. If you are doing some work, you feel tired when you start thinking, I'm doing this work, I have done that work. Especially in Sahaja Yoga. If you think, I'm doing any work, better not do it. But if you think, I'm doing nothing, and what joy. What joy it is. You will become so energetic because once you surrender, then the divine power starts flowing through you. That's why Muhammad Sahib has said Islam means to surrender. He said it about me also, that I'll send you. He called me the sent one. And everything is talked about having the vibrations and all that, in his own style. But he said that the message should be of surrender. And that surrendering part has to be there, because Sri Krishna in Gita has very clearly said that forget every dharma, just surrender yourself to me. And that surrendering, if the Sahajogis develop in America, the rest I'll look after. But you leave it to me to do it. And then ideas and everything we start flowing, because this is Virata's place. That's why you have such great scientists here, such great scope for all kinds of intellectual work, and all that is here. While people are not wise. They are not wise at all. And I've known people who, I met a president of Jungian Society, he was 80 years of age, and he's supposed to be the president of the whole world. And he said, I must see you privately. I said, all right. He came to me, and his problem was so stupid that I just started looking at him. An 80-year-old man, this stupid fellow. He's not even like a 10-year-old boy. No maturity of any kind. So immature. And when I saw him, I just had the glimpse of the whole thing. That look at this man, 80-year-old, he's the chairman of Jungian societies. All over the world people think him to be the chairman of this thing. The chair may be better than him. Such a stupid fellow in a way. Such a stupid fellow that you can't imagine. So they might be intelligent, they might be well read, they might be able to discover something out of matter, but they do not have wisdom. And the wisdom can only come through honest introspection. But it should not be also, I'm catching on this chakra, I'm catching on that chakra, not that. But why am I not seeing the point? What's the matter with me? Why can't I understand what is Sahaja Yoga? Even when you have become Sahajogis now for years together, still these old nonsensical things stick on to you. These ideas stick on to you. Why? Why do we not have that purity of divine discretion which sees everything so clearly? So I think we need collectivity, first of all, and secondly, meditative honesty. Just to meditate, sit down before the photograph, do the meditation, no. Meditation should act, should work. If it does not work, something wrong with it. Absolutely something wrong. If you feel everything is working all right, everything is miraculously showing its presence, the presence of the Param Chaitanya, then you are all right. But if it is not so, if there are problems, then you are not a Sahaja Yogi. Sahaja Yogi is the one who is completely connected with this Parama Chaitanya. And for that, age is no bar. I have seen girls who are only 16, 17, 18 years, so wise. Even small little children who were with widow, I talked to them. I was surprised at their wisdom. So very wise, so beautiful. They understood human nature so well. Small little children, they were at the most 10 years of age. And nice to talk to them. So that wisdom, if they can have at that age, now we are also, all of us are about 10-year-old Sahaja Yogis minimum, nothing else. But still we are struggling. Ambitious and wrong priorities. There is no need to have any ambition. Ambition is an imaginary thing. But Sahaja Yoga is reality. Everything works out. Everything sorts itself. Everything plans out. But to feel that if this is so, as I said, in a small room there are 12 people, is something for the good. Why not? We have to be there. If I've lost the way, supposing, then I would say I have to go this way. This time we made a ticket which was little wrong according to everyone, because we had to go through Phoenix. But nice, because I felt the vibrations of Phoenix. I had to go that way. I had to see that. So, always to find something smooth, the way we want it to be smooth, is not the way of Sahaja Yoga. Well, whatever we get it, we see the hand of the divine behind it. What is our purpose of life? Our purpose of life is to save people. Save the Americans. Minimum of minimum, not the world, but at least start with Americans. That's our purpose of life. That's our identity. While doing that, there is Param Chaitanya which is going to look after you completely. But first you put yourself before everything else. I must have this, I must have that, I must have this. It won't work. Then I have this problem, I jumped into bankruptcy, I had that problem, I just couldn't manage. Because you have put other things before yourself. Self means the spirit. According to people, self means selfishness. But according to Sahaja Yoga, self means your spirit. So, today's lecture should not be that we hear from one ear and goes through the same one, but should we little bit ponder about it and listen to it again and again. I have great hopes from you. I have worked very hard in America, very much so. But it has never been that state where I could say now I can trigger something. Even if there are few Sahaja Yogis who are very deep and good, they are pulled down by others, by jealousies, by this, by that. It's not the number that you are, but the quality that you are, first of all. But in Russia I found it so easy, so very easy. It was wonderful, unbelievable. I've been only there thrice, can you imagine? And now Sahaja Yoga is a religion throughout. Everyone knows me in Russia. But here people only know Rajneesh or that Muktanand or all horrible people. Now, you can also say that, Mother, it's a question of advertising. That here the people, the way they advertise and manipulate and all that. But it only works out in places where people are not seeking reality. Why can't they see that this is all publicity? They have no discretion. Supposing tomorrow they say this is the hairstyle, then all Americans are in the same hairstyle. You can't make them out who is who. Or they say this is the way the dress has to be. All Americans will be dressed up that way. I mean, it's a slavery to these entrepreneurs and to all this advertisement. Any kind of advertisement, if that enamors people so much, that means we are fools, we are stupid, we are idiots, that we cannot think for ourselves. Anybody can befool us. Anybody can put up anything in the market. Anything they talk about, we jump at it. As if we have no brains to understand, to take to it. It's like we have no roots. We are just like some weeds which are thrown from this end to that end. But in Sahaja Yoga, your roots must grow much, much faster than anybody else. Because this is the land of Sri Krishna. How many things he has done in his lifetime, we have to see. As a child, he killed so many demons, while all demons are invited. As a child, he raised the Kundalini for all the gopis and everyone. He played all kinds of beautiful tricks to amuse people as a child. And later on, he killed his own uncle. Which shows one thing, an uncle in Indian families is the nearest person. In the marriage, it is the uncle who gives the daughter, it is the uncle who performs most of the rituals and everything. The uncle is the nearest person. And he killed his own uncle. Shows that he finished off all these artificial relationships. And there we find in America, there are people who have done this kind of thing, is to have nothing to do with the mother, have nothing to do with the father, have nothing to do with sister or wife, husband, children, anyone. But for what? For what have they given up? They gave it up for selfishness, for money, not for something higher. Just the opposite of what Sri Krishna did is to kill his own uncle, because to deliver his parents from their prison, and also to kill a demon, who was a demon. So in our own understanding, if we understand one thing, that we are living on the soil, or on the soil of that country which is blessed by Sri Krishna, who is called as Yogeshwara. So the first part was that when he destroyed all these things, he was a Yogeshwara. He was the divine energy for yoga, for union with the divine power. He was the Ishvara, he is the deity. If he was the deity and he is the one who is the ruler of this area, then what should we be? In yoga we should be masters, not mentally, but at that state of the higher state. If that could be achieved, then you people should become the highest of highest yogis. Because you have that power existing in this place. It is there. So many have told me that, Mother, now don't you worry about America. Just forget it. Why to waste time in America? It's not going to work out. It's useless. But I know such a lot of power exists in this country of the Yogeshwara. And if you can use that power of Yogeshwara, you can do so much good to the whole humanity at this juncture when the history is taking another form. Now those who rise in spirituality, everybody is now today talking of spirituality. Even Prince of Wales the other day was talking that we should take to spirituality, not to so much materialism that has caused us ecological problems and things like that. Everybody is talking of spirituality. And you are the ones who have it with you. You are the ones who have powers with you. You are the ones who can spread it. And once you start spreading it, you'll be surprised how you will achieve tremendous heights in every sphere, in every walk of life. So your identity is that you are Sahaja-yogis, and you have to use the power of Yogeshwara, who is the presiding deity of this country. I bless you all that you have that wisdom, that depth. You touch your depth somehow. Try to work it out. Stop all nonsensical fights and things. Become collective. Try to understand each other. Try to open your hearts. You have such depth. You are born in this country because the Yogeshwara wanted you to be here, and he has blessed you with all the bounties of his love. Now, it is for you to use that tremendous power. But without love, you cannot. Because he was the embodiment of madhurya, sweetness. Sweetness. That madhurya you have to imbibe, and that madhurya you have to spread. That's very important. So that relationship of sweetness between each other, the relation of enjoying each other, the relation of knowing each other has to be full of sweetness, just like honey. It is just there, but we have to be the bee to reach there. And I'm sure it will work out. It should work out for all of you. So those who run away from collectivity should be very careful. They are not Sahaja-yogis. And if they continue like this, they'll be just thrown out. They will be nowhere in Sahaja-yoga, I tell you. So you have to, first of all, understand that to be in Sahaja-yoga is only possible if we are having that depth. Because a new jump is needed in Sahaja-yoga which will work out, which is working out. And many will be thrown out. You have to jump, and for that jumping, you really need people who are honest and deep and serious. Don't get lost onto frivolous things and worldly things. Just seek your depth. It's all there. So beautiful. May God bless you.